Harry Kane, who is now just one away, Cass, from equalling Jimmy Greaves' all-time record of 266 goals for Spurs. It's just quite incredible. And what was it you were just telling me about how many goals you scored in your career?
Well, I got 267 and I did 19 years, and he's played at much higher level, obviously, and he's just
phenomenal, really.
And it's a lot of goals, because you talk to people about goal scorers, and Harry Kane's goal scoring record has been extraordinary. And you know, the idea, it's really hard because within the football fraternity, it's, you know, Harry's up there with the highest because players just recognise what a good player he is. And, you know, to get goals regularly and contribute with a lot of assists as well and be a great team player, because he's won nothing. That is the criticism. You know, that's more to do with he's been incredibly loyal to Spurs, and Spurs haven't found a way of being successful. Now, Alan Shearer was nearly there, but he won the league with Blackburn.
Yes.
But Alan Shearer was that. You know, he scored an incredible amount of goals for Newcastle and in England. And, you know, but he did eventually win a title with Blackburn. But I would say to that, well, yeah, but Alan should have won 5 titles. You know, if you're talking about, I've played with Dennis Irwin, who's won a number of titles, Roy Keane, Ronnie Whelan, many others, Ray Allen, all these type of players have won titles. And that's a CV that Harry deserves, but he's stayed so loyal to Tottenham. And there's a lot of credit in that as well.
Would you still consider him a great then if he didn't win?
Yes, absolutely.
A major, right.
He's been one of the greats, certainly in the last generations, he's the greatest number 9 that's been around, I think. As an ultimate number 9, I think he's up there with the very best. Look, Lewandowski's been, if you're talking European football as well, and what Cristiano Ronaldo has done, and he changed his game. You know, my favourite number 9 was always Marco van Basten. I thought he had everything. He was quick as well. And he retired at 28. But he did win things. He won the European Championships in 88. You know, he was an incredible striker. But Harry's as close to Van Basten, but Van Basten was quicker than Harry. But very similar type of players with technique and the type of goals. He used to get volleys for fun. You know, Harry, unfortunately, he's fallen into the Lionel Messi argument of, is he because he is the greatest of all time? Is he not the greatest because of what Pele did with World Cups, what Maradona, and when he won? And now the next argument, well, he didn't win 3 because Pele won 3. Yeah, so the argument keeps changing as you go along. Harry's a great player, full stop.
Yeah. And actually probably only played yesterday because of injuries to Tottenham's forward line, hence why Son also played. But he'll be delighted that he would have scored that goal. It was a cracking goal as well, we should say.
And one quick thing, because it's really important on this, is because Darren Anderton was talking earlier about playing with Teddy, and Teddy went to Man United, and then we know the song of, you know, he didn't win anything and then won a lot at Old Trafford, and he become an icon, an even bigger one, because of what he achieved with being successful at Manchester United. Harry's still got time. You know, he's still got time. He's 29, he's 30 this year. He can still win a title. The difficult thing for him is going to have to make a decision, probably, to go elsewhere to win things. Because unless Tottenham change dramatically, they look still quite a long way off of certainly competing for league. And when I say winning things now, I've said this before, it's not just League Cup. He deserves to be winning titles. He should be playing in the Champions League or challenging to be winning the Champions League. That type of team.
Of course, it's the North London derby next for Spurs, at Spurs. He'll be desperate to get on the score sheet to equal, if not surpass, Jimmy Greaves' record in that game. Following that, it's then Manchester City away. So a couple of tough fixtures coming up for Spurs. But we mentioned it before, actually, Cass, because when you look at the goal scorers in the Premier League this season, okay, Erling Haaland has just been a phenomenon. We know that. 21 goals in the games that he's played so far. But Harry Kane's got 15. Any other season, we're all bigging up Harry Kane, but we just it seems to be we're kind of ignoring his achievements so far this time around.
Well, Tottenham have had their woes, haven't they? It's not been a season that's gone smoothly for Spurs. It's been very up and down. They've had their moments and they've had terrible times, and Harry's kept on chipping away. But with that, with 18 months on his contract now, he has to make up in his own mind what direction he goes. You know, Daniel Levy's played a big part in keeping him at Spurs. But, you know, when the last contract was signed, words said that, look, if I'm not achieving some of the goals I want to do with a CV on my record, can you let me go for a certain amount? And, you know, that only them two would know the agreement that was put in place, because Harry clearly does want to win things. You know, who wouldn't?
I was going to say,
yeah,
which
who
player
wouldn't?
doesn't?
He clearly does. He plays with the type of manner that he really does try desperately hard to be as successful as he can. It's not just happening with Spurs though.